Hey all, Dave here. I'm going to be doing a number of Tex-Mex recipes pretty soon. Before I can do that though, I need chili powder. Homemade chili powder is not only fresher and better tasting, you can also customize the chilies and other spices to your own personal preferences. To get started, you need a variety of whole dried chilies. I'm going to be using Guajillo chilies, Pasilla Negro chilies, Ancho chilies, and New Mexico Hatch chilies. I'll be using 3 of each of my dried chilies. To that, 2 tablespoons dry cumin seeds, 1 tablespoon paprika, 1 tablespoon oregano, 1 tablespoon garlic powder. For heat, 1 or 2 arbol chilies, or about a tablespoon of crushed red pepper. To start making your chili powder, you need to take your dried chilies, you need to cut the stems off, cut them open, get the seeds out. Take your chilies one at a time and cut the stems off with some kitchen scissors. After cutting the stem off, you should be able to get your scissors in and cut them down the length. Open the chili up and scrape the seeds out as best you can. It's okay if you miss some, as long as you get as many as you can, because they can be quite bitter. Some chilies are difficult to get cut open, just break those open by hand when you need to. After you finish with all of your chilies, just throw those stems and seeds away. Into a large, deep skillet, cut your peppers into smaller pieces that are, at most, about ½ inch in width. Next, add 2 tablespoons of cumin seed and 1 tablespoon of crushed red pepper, if you're using that to add heat. Place your skillet onto the stove over a large burner on low heat. Give it a quick stir just to make sure your cumin seeds are distributed along the bottom of the pan. Let that heat up, check on it every minute or two, or until you notice some smoke rising, or you start hearing the cumin seeds cracking. Continue stirring the chilies and spices as they slowly toast. The cumin will get slightly browned and will probably be cracking from the heat. You just want to let things toast for about a minute or two once everything gets nice and hot. Then, remove it from the heat and let it rest a minimum of 5 minutes. Once you have your chilies toasted and they're cool enough to handle, you need to grind them up. I'm going to be using a coffee grinder to grind up my chilies. Grind your cooled chilies and cumin seeds into a fine powder using a spice grinder or coffee grinder. You can use a blender and do everything all at once if you don't have a dedicated spice grinder. Use a fine mesh colander to filter out any large, unground chili or cumin pieces and just grind those up again. Do your best to make a fine powder. Add 1 tablespoon of oregano while you're grinding the chilies and cumin just to make sure that gets ground up as well. After grinding the chilies, cumin, and oregano, add 1 tablespoon of paprika and 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Since I added everything to a spice jar, I'm just going to give things a good shake just to make sure everything is mixed up well. That's really all there is to it. Just take some whole chilies, toast them, grind them up, add a few other spices, mix it all together, and you have chili powder. Let's give this a quick taste though, just to see what it's like. Might have been a mistake. It does have some heat, has a good amount of heat, has a smokiness, a nice chili flavor. It's a good chili powder. What can I say? It's just an ingredient, but it's a good ingredient. It's a good spice. It's a good blend of these peppers. A good blend of these peppers and spices together. If you liked this and you want to see me make more spice blends and other things from scratch, give this a like and subscribe so that you're notified when I do more of these. See ya!